Well, one of the storylines as this coaching search happened back in January and after John Dorsey took over is the Haslams and what role they were going to play. And they really have stayed in the background. Now, Mary Kay, we heard from them at the owners' meetings. You were part of a group of reporters that talked to them. But for the most part, the Haslams have stayed in the background, let John Dorsey do their job. Do you think they've done a good job of that, Scott? And do you think they can continue to do that?
I think, obviously, compared to last year, or last years, previous years, it seems like they're in the background just because of how we've seen them out front when they have made these changes. This maybe isn't a popular opinion, but they're the owners. And I'm always wondering, how do we get to the point where we don't want an owner to do anything? They own the team, they're in charge, they get to make decisions about the team. I basically own my kids. I meddle in their affairs all the time. I think an owner should be allowed to do that. Now, if things keep turning out bad, and as we've seen coaching and GM decisions, things haven't always been great when the Haslams have kind of made those decisions, then you get into trouble. But I have no problem with the Haslams being vocal and being involved in things, and hopefully we're at a point now where maybe they understand their role better than they did when they took over the team.
And Mary Kay, one of the things that stood out to me was when they talked about things with the team, they talked obviously about Baker and Odell, but it sounded a lot of, they mentioned the stadium, they mentioned the uniforms, a lot of big picture kind of community things as opposed to really getting into the nitty gritty of football when they talk to you guys.
Yeah, and I think that's because they finally have a leader in place that they really, really trust. They have the face and voice of the team in terms of John Dorsey. And they know that he's got it handled. And so they don't have to comment on some of those things that they did before. They can basically turn that over to him. And they also turned Freddie Kitchens over to him. So Freddie Kitchens reports to John Dorsey. So therefore, now you don't really need the Haslams commenting on, Freddie Kitchens' job as much as maybe you did in the past, because he is going straight to John. Having said all that, the Haslams were happier and more relaxed than I have ever seen them. They know that they've got this thing going in the right direction. They're getting tremendous feedback at these owners' meetings. It was almost like they were on some kind of a high. They were very euphoric about the whole thing. Everywhere they went, they've got people coming up to them, commending them on the job that they've done so far and what the future holds.
Yeah, 5-3 is making everyone feel better, especially the owners, as we saw during those owners' meetings.